Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Soulkation Podcast. I have the beautiful Nicole Lashae with us today. She got her start with interior design product manufacturers in New York City design market. You all know how New York is. It's literally like the mecca of fashion. She's worked as a design sales strategist for 5 years, helping businesses position their product offerings without social media, which is huge today. She's also created an online coaching intensive called MOM-PRENEUR, which aims to teach mompreneurs various innovative business launch techniques. She's also helped her clients make over $90,000 within a year without social media. What? Welcome to the Soulkation Podcast, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us about Nicole before you even got into being an entrepreneur, because you still work for full time, right?
Yes, I do. I think I've always been an entrepreneur, actually. I actually launched my first business when I was 13 at sleepaway camp. I had a business called Snack Attack, where I got my counselors to get snacks from Sam's Club, and then I got my fellow campers to sell the snacks at the evening activities. So I think I've always been an entrepreneur, but just the past, I would say, few years, I've really honed in on what my niche is entrepreneurially, and really fleshed that out, and really got specific with who I was targeting, what I was doing, who I wanted to help.
So since your target market is moms,
yes,
can you talk to the moms who feel like they would love to start a business and they get wrapped up in mommy guilt or just feeling like I can't do both? How can I do both?
Yeah. So initially, my target was women in general, and then I became a mom, and I felt more led to really lead mompreneurs and showing that it can be done and it can be balanced. And mom guilt is real, and it's okay to have that. I know I have mom guilt every day, especially if I drop my son off at daycare and then I come back home and I'm working from home, working for my full-time job or working entrepreneurially. I'm like, oh my gosh, should I be spending time with him? Does he miss me? Is this a bad thing? Should I just drop everything, all of my responsibilities and all of my passions to just focus on motherhood? And those are things that I battle with every day, and I know that other moms do as well. And the first thing is just to acknowledge that and acknowledge that those are okay feelings, and then say, okay, well, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to focus on? What is it that I want to launch? And then find the perfect resources and perfect strategy to really balance it all for you. Because there's not a template, I think, that works for everybody. It's just finding what works best for you to balance it all.
So how would you tell them to manage their schedule or their time? Like how many hours? Like what's your routine?
Yeah, for me, I'm all about Google Calendar. I color code every single thing, the notifications on every single thing that I have going on. Like for my son, he is dark blue for whatever he's on.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, so work is light blue. So whatever I have going on, I have a color code on my calendar, and I have notifications that are set 5 minutes before, 30 minutes before, 2 hours before, a day before, and a week before. So I know what's kind of coming up with a push notification on my phone. Otherwise, if I keep it all in my head, I get overwhelmed and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening with my life? To keep it in that. So that's how I kind of keep things balanced. And I also, one thing that I started doing this January was scheduling in self-care time, because I know in my first year of motherhood, I was just trying to go. And then I was reaching burnout, and I couldn't really give 100% to motherhood, 100% to business. I couldn't do my best in any capacity. So I schedule in after I put my son to sleep on Sunday night. I do my face mask, deep condition my hair, kick my feet up. I look a hot mess in my bathrobe. I do that and make sure I work out and everything like that. So scheduling in that time for myself and balancing every applications is the plug.
It's so funny. This past week, Like, I just heard it so clearly. And it was, unless you manage your time well, you will start to resent your purpose. You start to resent your calling. And I was like, oh my God, that's so good. Thank you for saying that to me, Lord. Like, because it's true. Like, unless we manage our time, it's not like we get to choose how much time we have. Like, we have to manage the time that we're given. So I like that. Exactly. So what would you say to a single mom who feels like, okay, first of all, I'm doing everything by myself. Okay. I can halfway put the dishes up good. So what would you say to her and let's say she wants to get started with products and stuff?
I would say, like, find other single moms to connect with, or other moms in general to connect with. I know for me, I've been a single mom since I was 10 weeks pregnant. I went through my pregnancy alone, still a single mom, still trying to figure out a balance for everything. But I also found, I guess, peace. And when I reached out to a friend that also was going through something similar to me, and I didn't even know she was. It's just like, I just felt the Lord just tell me, like, reach out to her and tell her what you're going through. And it turns out she was going through my same thing. So I would say find someone that you can trust, that you can voice what your frustrations are, voice what your high points are, whatever that is, so you can work through those things together. And then also just putting systems in place or people in place to help you out. Because I know for me, I'm not, in general, a type of person who asks for help. Like, if somebody is like, oh, Nicole, do you want me to help you with XYZ? I'm like, sure, but I'm not going to naturally reach out to ask for help. And being a single mom has kind of forced me outside of that zone to reach out for help. So anytime I can ask for my mom, a best friend, or somebody who can maybe take my son for a couple hours or come over and help me with something, even if it's a small amount of time, is a huge, huge help. And then if there's other things like that you can afford in your budget to help out, like a laundry service, or a meal kit that's automated, that's going to come to your house on a weekly basis, or something like that you can wiggle in so you can cut out something else that might be taking up a lot of time and energy.
That's true. The first person I will hire is a chef. Like, somebody come in and whip it up, honey.
First of all, I need Beyonce to send her whole staff to my house like, that's what I need, for real. But for now, I just do small things.
It's levels to this. It's levels.
Exactly.
So before we get into the how to sell a product, because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear, break down the mindset you have to have if you are going to put your products out there. Because you put your products out there, you're putting yourself out there. So break down the mindset of a person that wants to do that, if they're going to do that. Yeah.
So I think one thing for me, when people look at me, they're like, oh my gosh, Nicole, you're fearless. I'm not. You have to know that you don't have to be fearless in order to reach whatever your goal is, to put your product out there, to put your business out there, because you're going to have fear. You're going to have doubt. I'm scared on almost every single big decision or every single entrepreneurial thing that I put out there. But what overpowers that is, one, my faith. Okay, faith in God, faith is gonna happen. And two, it's like I have such a yearning for what my desired outcome is, or what my desired lifestyle is, that just cancels out whatever fear that I'm having in that moment. So I encourage everybody to just decide on what is it that you want, what lifestyle do you want, what impact do you want, and just let that overpower any fear that you have to move forward. So that's super, super important in having a mindset to go forth in any entrepreneurial endeavor or any goal that you have, period.
Yeah. It seems like fear does tackle, and it pushes us, away from, everything that we said we wanted to do. Every goal that we wrote down, it's what's it called? It makes you stagnant, if that makes sense. Yeah.
It can very so make you stagnant. But sometimes I have to think, like, in my mind, I really want to be spending every summer vacation with my son in like different parts of the world. That's like a main goal of mine. Even before I had him, I always said, like, whenever I have a child, I want to be like traveling the world with them on, vacation. So it's like, I want that so bad that I'm like, okay, I'm nervous right now. I'm sweating. I don't know if it's going to work, but I want it so bad that I just like push that to the side,
I agree.
Yeah.
So how are you helping these moms sell products without social media? Please explain this way. Like, we want to know.
Yes. So in my full-time job, what I've been doing over the last 5 years, I've worked for a few different interior design product companies, selling everything from like wallpapers to paints, metals, woods, everything in between. And the main thing that I do is go to other businesses or go to other people that can use my products, right? I don't go creating a content calendar. I don't write out an email funnel. I don't do anything. I just find the people that are going to use my product, whether that's showing up at their office, giving them a phone call, sending them an email or whatever, and start building a relationship and getting them to use my product offering in their whatever use that they can. And that in the interior design industry, that works really well, but it also works for other types of products as well. In my latest cohort of mompreneurs with product offerings, one had candles, one had a body oil that can be used like from head to toe, another had a daily planner for mompreneurs, and what they were all focusing on was like social media and getting sales through their website, which is fine, but that's only one way to sell. That's like business to your customer, straight to your customer, and usually one-off sales if you're not like a big brand like L'Oreal or Nike or something like that, if you're just getting started. So what I focus on is focusing on B2B, so business to business sales. So in my program, we first do your market research, we validate your product offering, maybe refine it to make sure it's something that people actually need and something that people want. And then we create a sales strategy to focus on your B2B sales so that you can really sell bulk and sell a lot more over a short amount of time.
Like who they should be directly selling to.
Exactly.
Okay. And do you all come up with a list, or how does that work?
So I have a methodology that is called the episode method that I created.
Okay, come on, episode method.
Yes. So the whole thing is basically like an acronym that breaks down step by step on where you should start. So the first mistake that I see entrepreneurs, especially with product offerings, is that they think of something, they're like, oh my gosh, I have this idea, I'm gonna create it, I know it's gonna be great, I'm gonna jump into it, and they launch a product and they're like, oh my gosh, like where's the sales? Why aren't people buying it? So that's the first thing people do. So in my episode method, the first three things, episode is E is end user, P is product refinement, and I is iteration. So we first go to your end user. Who is it that you want to buy your product? We don't even focus on what your product is first. Who is it that you want to buy your product? We look at their, their buying habits, who they're buying from. We talk to them. We interview those people, figure out what their pain points are, not just surrounding the product, but could be throughout their day, because you might be looking at something different or how you're even putting it to market. So we look at all their pain points and do that research. Then we go into product refinement. If they already have a product, we take what we learned in their research to refine their product. Or if they don't have a product, we take what we have in their research to create something new. Then we make the first iteration so that they can test it out with their end users. And then the next part, so we have episode EPI, SOO is strategic opportunities. We strategize on who the best people are to reach out to position their product B2B to reach who they want to reach. We deploy the plan together. or give them encouragement to how to best build relationships and deploy their strategy. And then we exchange for the coins. Okay. Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I've never heard that, and I love it.
It's a collection of a whole lot of things that I've learned for myself, a lot of things that I learned in grad school and like studying design thinking and everything like that. So I just broke it down into an acronym that my clients can to learn, they can remember, and can apply over and over again.
Yeah. I love it. So let's say there's a person who's like really like she creates everything. She got the oil, she got the t-shirt, she got the bags, she creates everything. What would you say to her? She thinks that every product is gonna sell, every product is gonna be great. So what would you say to her?
I would say, what is selling the best, first of all? So we would have to sit down and take a look at, okay, is this working for real, or is this just working in your mind? Okay. Because some people, they create this product offering or create an entrepreneurial idea and they get so tied to it, so emotionally tied to it. They're like, I want this to be great. I want this to be great. And even if it's not great, they still hold on to it. Okay. So you have to really evaluate is it something that's really working? Is it something that people want? Is it something that people are buying? Or is it something that you just want them to buy? Okay. So first you got to have a hard conversation. And if it's not working, you got to eliminate it. Figure out what's going to work. And that all goes back to that research and researching what those pain points are and creating solutions to people's pain points in your offering and how you're reaching them or whatever. And then refining that, making that great. Okay. Because it's really not going to be great if you start doing 100 million things. If you narrow it down to something that's really awesome, scale that, and then later on add more things as you're building your brand, it's going to be way more successful.
That's so true. Because I feel like God, he blesses our gifts. He doesn't bless our efforts. He's not impressed that I stayed up 7 hours and I did this. And he's like, okay, that's not why I put you here on earth. So
Exactly.
So let's say that somebody's product is doing extremely well. They're using episode to the 19th power. They're getting the coins. They're getting the checks, honey. Mm-hmm. Would you say to your client, okay, now it's time to scale and do ads? Or would you say just do more B2B?
No, I would say definitely scale, because it's definitely important to have a strategy in B2B and B2C. I specifically teach B2B because that's what I know best. But if it's time for you to scale your ads, get more traffic to your website, then I definitely highly suggest finding a coach or a mentor that can talk to those points and help you scale in that. So it just takes marrying together both of those things so that your business can thrive.
And y'all, let me tell y'all about Nicole. So I was asking her different questions about stuff that I was thinking about. And she was so honest. I don't think she's that type of woman that says, oh yeah, my product is your product. Like right now, she was like, no, I think you should talk to this person. I think you should talk to that person. Like she was super honest about, I know my person, I know my lane, and I stay in it. And I think a lot of times, especially as coaches that listen to the podcast, they're like, oh, we can help everybody. And
Right. And there's even a lot of things that I know how to do. Like I can build out a website. I can do your logo. I can design your whole house from the ground up probably. But that's not what I'm focused on. I'm not trying to do everything at once. I just want to do the one thing that I'm best at, the one thing I know that can help you be better at.
Focus on what you do well.
Yes.
So tell us about your programs, because I'm sure there are mompreneurs that would love to hear about and love to be in your program. So what are your programs?
So the first thing that I have is the Become Mompreneur Launch Summit. So we had the first one this past January. Is going to be an annual virtual business launch summit that focuses on how to create, market, brand, launch your business, no matter what type of business you have, business, product or service. And I partnered with 18 different experts this year to to give workshops on a variety of topics.
Wow.
Under that framework. So that's going to be every January. So keep a lookout for that.
I really want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was over 4 days and it was awesome. And you get to like chat live with the experts while the workshop is being aired. So it's pretty cool. And then the other thing that I have is my Sell Without Social group coaching program. So that's helping mompreneurs with tangible product offerings figure out how to ditch the content calendar, focus on an actionable plan, and get your product sold. So that's a 6-week group coaching program. And I'm actually just opening up the June cohort. So if you want to claim your spot, let me know.
I love it. And do you mind sharing that link with me and I could put it in the show notes?
Yes, I'll definitely share the link with you. Right now, you can either really go to my Instagram or my personal website, NicoleLashae.com, and it'll have the information on how to get enrolled.
Yeah, make sure you all follow Nicole. So let's do some rapid soul questions. It's the first thing that comes to your mind. Just blurt out the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who is one person that you admire?
Jada Pinkett Smith. Well, with Jada Pinkett Smith, because she is just so authentic in who she is and unafraid to like share her flaws. And I just admire that. Yeah,
I agree. What's the last song you listened to?
Before I Let Go, the new version by Beyonce.
Okay. The new version.
Yeah.
What is one product that you must use every single day?
My vitamins, my multivitamins, because without them, I'm like deplenished. Like I need to like fuel up to get through my days.
Is there a particular brand you like, or?
Yeah, I use It Works vitamins. It's like the whatever the multivitamin pack. It's like 6 vitamins in there, and I take all of them every morning.
If you could go to dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Michelle Obama, probably. Yes, that's like my auntie. She don't know it.
But... I know. What does Michelle say? Lead like Michelle.
Yes, she's a leader. Like the first lady, the first Black first lady of America. Like I just want to know everything that she had to overcome in that experience, everything that she's doing right now. Yes, we just need to talk about it all.
I know. So much to catch up on, Auntie.
Yes, exactly.
That would be such a great idea if she had like lunches with Michelle.
I would be the first one signing up.
And go to like every major city. Like,
oh my God. We'll sell out so quick though.
Oh my God. So I can't. So what's one product you must use every single day?
Oh, that was the vitamin.
Oh yeah. What's one book that you recommend everyone should read?
I have been listening to audio Believe Bigger by Marshawn Evans over the last days. And when I tell you it is amazing, everything that I have needed to hear in this point in my life to push me to believe in myself more, to be fearless more, to take bigger leaps, read it if you need that right now.
I got to put it on the list.
Yeah.
So the summit is next. The program is next. Is there any other thing that you're looking to do that we can support you on?
Those are the main 2 things right now. I'm thinking of starting like a mom support group, but that is just like something that I've been thinking about this week. So I haven't fully fleshed out the idea. But the Become Mompreneur Summit and the Sell Without Social group coaching program are the main things right now.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on the Soulkation Podcast, Nicole.
Yes, thank you for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Of course. Make sure you all share this episode with your best friend. Leave us a comment and let us know what you thought about it. Write Nicole and ask her some questions. I'm sure she doesn't mind, collaborating with you or talking about some of your products that you're thinking about launching. Also, rate this show. We want to get this out to as many people as possible. Like I said, send it to your best friend, and I will see you all on another episode of the Soulkation Podcast. Have a good one.